Hello everyone, welcome to a new Marvel Snap Zone coaching. Today we are gonna discuss the metagame, which basically means we're gonna discuss Thanos, and we'll probably play more than usual, trying to figure out is there a solution to Thanos and trying a few decks, or just what is the ideal way to play Thanos, considering the only thing you have to beat is the mirror match. So first part will be deciding what's the right approach. Second part will be trying to make it happen. So here is the current situation. So the best deck in the game is Thanos Lockjaw.
Can we share the screen?
We can share screen, of course. I keep forgetting. So this is the current situation. So we have Thanos Lockjaw that is basically dictating how the metagame goes. The deck has two ways of being built. Do it. So we have Kyra plus Scar, and we have Killmonger plus Death. So these are the two variations that we have of the deck. Kyra plus Scar just goes with, I'm going to beat every deck that tries to counter me, because Shang-Chi's extremely popular, and you just capitalize on the fact you have amongst the biggest points potential in the entire game, while Killmonger Death helps against other decks and wins the mirror match if the opponent doesn't have Kyra, but loses it if they have Kyra. The thing is, because you have information on this, you usually will win the mirror, because if you have Killmonger and they don't have Kyra, you're gonna snap. But if they have Kyra, because they don't know whether you're playing Killmonger or not, they're not gonna snap you. So theoretically, the Killmonger Death variant, at least on ladder, is stronger because it benefits from information that the opponent doesn't control. So once we have these two decks, there are two problems in the metagame. So the answer to Kyra plus Scar is fill the board. Because they have Kyra, which prevents you from Shang-Chiing their cards. We'll discuss Shadow King and Valkyrie later on. The only solution is you prevent them from doing this. I'll just call it junk, but I could, in parentheses, name the cards that actually help us do it. So we could discuss Debris, we could discuss Polaris, we could discuss Goblin, blah blah blah. The problem with this is Killmonger Death kind of ruins that plan, because it kills the rocks from Debris, kills the stones you move with Polaris. There's only the Goblin that's actually really good, which limits your deck a ton. So you could play a junk deck with Ravonna, both Goblins, but that's not that good.
Did we just lose the audio?
What?
Oh, sorry. I heard, so you could play a junk deck and then silence.
Oh, you could play a junk deck with Ravonna, both Goblins, basically with cards that they can't deal with. But it's usually too slow. It's the same with Annihilus, Sentry, and that kind of stuff. Is you need to fill before turn 5. If Thanos wants to fill a lane, he can do it by turn 3 if he's really trying, and will naturally have the chance to do it on turn 4 and 5. And usually they just don't take it, they spread. But if they don't want to spread, it's really easy for them to fill a lane. So there are ways, but we can't really do too much about it. The Killmonger and Death variant, for now, has really one counter, which is the Kyra and Scar Thanos version. So the reason why not everyone is not playing the Killmonger and Death version is because it loses to the Kyra version when the opponent has Kyra. I still think the Killmonger version is better because of the way information works, but right now Kyra is going to be much stronger. Here, one of the counters to this has been Thanos control. Because we play Professor X, because we can play Mobius, which counters both Def and Scar. We can play Armor if we really want to go all in on that synergy. But basically, if we go that line, we're going like Thanos, which techs to beat the other Thanos, which uses another Thanos to beat the Thanos that teched to beat the original Thanos. So that's just a big loop of Thanos decks trying to fight each other. Then, if we start exploring the other decks that have a chance in the metagame, we have Destroy. We have Lockdown. We have Sarah Control. And that's about it, actually. In the decks that I'm gonna put Loki in, because some people believe Loki does. Stats are saying no, but we'll trust the community, and that'll be a way to explain. So these four are all pretty different, except for like Sarah and Loki, which rely on energy cheating and that kind of stuff. So why can't Destroy be really good against Thanos? Reason number one, they can also play Def. Reason number two, they see your Deadpool, you don't see their blob. It's like, Deadpool has to show when it has a good hand. Thanos doesn't. And reason number three, Thanos is playing Shang-Chi, Destroy isn't. So even if you manage to make a Def, to make a Null, to make a big Deadpool, they potentially have a counter. You don't have a counter to their points. Lockdown could theoretically work, but Lockdown is weak to Vision, to Bluestone, to Jeff. Reverse it? Oh, I can reverse it. And to Leech, because turn 6 for Lockdown is Doctor Doom and Alioth, and both are absolutely terrible when there's Leech. If we go to Sarah Control, there is Kyra, which counters Shang-Chi. So that means we need to both cancel Kyra to then be able to Shang-Chi. That's a lot of energy for not a lot of results. There is also Leech. Use Sarah on 5, they Leech. That's cool, but you're not gonna win. What else is there? Up a list. Both. Sarah list. Oh yeah, and also not all techs are useful. For example, Mobius is completely useless against Thanos. Killmonger isn't very useful. It might even help them if they play Def, and if they play Kyra, they don't care. And do I need to say why people should stop playing Gladiator against Thanos, or?
You're giving them a free draw because most of their cards are very big.
Yeah. I'll just write them all so we're like.
Yeah.
What else is in there? Thanos as well. Yep, that's kind of a problem.
And plus, even the things that aren't bigger, like the stones, they don't mind if you play the green stone and then destroy it, right? Like they don't mind if yeah.
Like there's a lot of reasons why Gladiator has a problem. Like I mean, there's a reason why people have stopped playing Dr. Octopus. It's because You play Dr. Octopus and then you're like, oh, I lost the lane. Cool. And then there's the reason why Loki isn't good. And that reason is you can't use multiple cards. Your Lockjaw sucks. Your Scar sucks. And you also get this. I could keep going. I mean, your Blob sucks too. So that's basically what Thanos does to seemingly the 4 best decks in the game after it. And this is where the metagame is at the moment. There is one deck, well actually there's been 2 decks that have been doing fairly well against Thanos, but one is established and the other one isn't. And it's Thanos Control. The reason why is because they give you kind of a decent Professor X, because you know where their points are going to be because of Lockjaw, and because most Lockjaw lists have stopped playing cards like Blue Marvel or Claw or all that kind of stuff, so as long as you can beat a Jeff, you're usually going to be okay. Bullet. So I need to. I'm just gonna share the entire screen actually. So there's something like this, which has started to do pretty well, which is basically a Professor X Claw kind of deck. Your Blob is weaker than theirs, but because like they have to win both remaining lanes after Professor X. Usually it's okay for you. I still don't know why people are playing Gladiator in this deck and not Polaris. But this is the second best deck in the game. And that's Thanos Control. Personally, this is the way I would play it. I have it somewhere. I have it in the game. Personally, I would play it this way. 2 cards that I think are extremely important currently is Valkyrie, because Valkyrie bypasses Kyra. You still need Shang-Chi, because if they don't have Kyra, why not take it? And it's still good against a variety of other decks currently, such as Black Knight, such as other Lockjaw decks, and even like decks that are playing Sentry. And then moving their cards is much better than trying to lock a lane. Because the problem since Professor X was nerfed is the power is pretty low. So instead of taking a risk that they would develop on your Professor X lane, just fill one. And it's the exact same thing. You're weak to the Killmonger variant list because they can just destroy their stones. But I feel like at this point, you just have to accept you can't beat everything. If I could, I would throw Mobius somewhere in this deck to take care of Death, but they didn't let me play 13 cards. The other deck that is doing fairly okay would be this one. It's a modified lockdown list. So basically, if we go back to looking at the problems of lockdown, it's mostly the fact that they can still play on the Storm lane, and the fact that they can deny Alioth and Doctor Doom. The thing is, if you do it with Sentry and Nihilus and Hood, you just make the equation much, much more simple. Because basically you always storm the right lane, and even if they manage to send Jeff and Vision on that lane, they should never get 4 cards there, which guarantees Sentry. And if you can send the Void, which is a -10, you basically cancel what Jeff and Vision can do, because Jeff and Vision are 11. So with 1 card, and you develop like 11 points with these two, you also cancel 2 of their cards, amounting to 1 point for them. Leech is still a problem, because you still have Alioth and Doom, which are terrible, but at least you're going into turn 6 with a lane that is as good as 1, because they already have Jeff and Vision on that lane, and your Storm is basically enough to win. And because you should have played Sentry and Annihilus on another lane, you should have the Storm lane where you're ahead, the lane with Sentry and Annihilus where you're ahead, and then if you're able to get ahead on the third lane, you don't fear Blob. And if you didn't manage to get ahead on another lane when their turn 5 was just Leech, then you just didn't develop enough points, because you should be able to 3 points on. So these would be the 2 variations which are doing the best currently. And then we could start exploring. So if anyone is curious, this is the way I would personally play Thanos Lockjaw currently. There's Quake that has started to be included in the deck for even more disruption, which is why I think like trying to just counter it with normal cards is never gonna work. And then we could think about like decks like Phoenix Force or that kind of stuff. Basically going back to the old trick of I'm just gonna try to find a synergy that could create a billion points, and hopefully my opponent doesn't have the counter card, which is a really good idea against the Kyra kind of decks. But now that the Killmonger version is coming back, it's much worse. And if Professor X comes back even more with the control take, it's going to be even worse. So on the let's find a deck that can beat Thanos on points, personally, I think we're back to square one, because I couldn't see any that was good enough. And this is basically where we are in the metagame. There are a lot of decks which are supposedly good, but Thanos just looks at them and is like, oh, first you don't beat me, and even if you did, I would just have to change one card and flip the matchup over its head. And this is a depressing state of the metagame. Alright, so now the big question, the big question is, what can we do? There's going to be an OTA on Thursday, which I don't think anyone has information about yet, but it could go 2 directions. It's either gonna nerf Thanos or it's not gonna nerf Thanos. So if it's not nerfing Thanos, I don't really see what they can nerf, because all the really good decks right now, except for Black Knight, have cards that Thanos is using. I mean, Blob is in Thanos. What could be like considered problem cards in the game? Just have to open this deck. If they nerf Lockjaw, they nerf Thanos. They nerf Blob, they nerf Thanos. If they nerf the card everyone wants to see nerf, Leech, they nerf Thanos. I don't really see other cards in the current metagame which are that big of a problem. We already know they're not gonna nerf Kyra and Scar. They could nerf Inchinot because it's kind of popular at lower ranks. It did really good early after the update, so if they're taking that period, they could nerf it. That wouldn't impact Thanos, but Thanos did just as good, if not better, during that period. It's hard to see why they wouldn't nerf it. So overall, I mean, it's either buffs or nerfing Thanos in the next OTA. At least that's what everyone is expecting. But if they were not to nerf Thanos, we would need to find a solution on how to beat that deck. The question being, let's imagine there is a tournament and you have to figure out which deck to bring. There are basically 3 options. You can take the current really good Thanos deck, which would be like a Thanos Lockjaw of some sort. You can try to pick a Thanos deck that is tailored for the mirror. So the idea would be you're really good against other Thanoses, but you're a little worse against the rest. But you just assume that because you're so far ahead of the rest, losing a few percent isn't a problem, and you're probably going to face a lot of Thanoses. It's probably better to edge against those. Or you find a deck that is not Thanos and that is able to win a tournament where you would face Thanos, I guess, a good 50% of the time. And this is where we discuss and we try to find a solution.
Okay.
So first, does this sum up fits your own experience? Is it something that you feel like is the same? Because we're all at different ranks and having like different experiences. So maybe this is really a problem that is like centered around a few ranks and not everywhere.
I mean,
I think in that regard. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please you.
I think that in that regard, it's hard. For me, it's always hard because the trickle down effect takes time, right? So you can have this discussion at, say, you know, battling for the top 1,000 spaces, and then those videos get posted, 36 hours later, then, or 24 to 36 hours later, and then it slowly trickles out. I've only started to see Thanos Destroy start to drift in. It's mostly just been the Thanos Blob decks, which with sort of a move lockdown approach I've been able to beat pretty well. But yeah, so that's my take is I don't know if it might be too soon to say for me.
But you're still seeing a lot of Thanos.
Yeah, for sure. It's Thanos and it's a lot of leech right now, right?
Yeah, in some ways it's reminding me of the old Eliath metagame where you just kind of have to be well positioned on 5, knowing that 6 would
Yeah.
be a counter. So Leech is just in a way kind of Eliathing now. You just assume it. So look, I'm playing ladder somewhere, in the 5 to 7,000 range, not that high up. And I think I only see Thanos really as opponents. Yeah, it's basically as you described, just different kinds of. I'm doing Thanos control. I've been having some problems with Kyra, but then honestly, that just makes me want to drop Shang-Chi rather than try to figure out how to beat Kyra, because it's often not worth my turn to just disable that card. And then what? You need to run all the counters anyway. So trying to figure out what to do with the Shang slot is part of what I've been thinking.
Well, if it's Thanos control, my answer has been Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's
And
honestly very interesting.
I'm considering dropping Shang for Shadow King and just
Mm-hmm.
I haven't pulled the trigger on it.
The other thing I've been playing a bunch, this was an article you had posted maybe a week ago when we got the new move set, the new Kingpin, etc. You had a move Kingpin, a series of different ways to build it. And I found move control to be just generally a lot of fun. But even I eventually got on the Thanos train like a half week ago.
I think there is a move deck that has been doing really good in Conquest.
Yeah.
Let me pull it from the tier list because it shouldn't be so far down in my.
I'll put what I've been playing in the group coaching.
That's the deck that's been doing fairly well.
Yeah, I lost to that.
But that's
switch back.
Kind of the same problem. So it's either like Negasonic or Quake. Well, like basically you have Shang-Chi and Negasonic, and some people play Quake and Vision, some people play Shadow King, Negasonic. Like it really depends how you want to build it. There's one problem with this one. That's a problem that I did not have with this one. The big difference, both screen. Is that visible? Can we see both decks?
Yep.
Mhm.
The big difference is the timing at which both deck can play cards. I often feel like against Thanos points, let's call it that, we'll have Thanos control, Thanos points, and Thanos def. Like, it's different. Aero comes too late. So Magneto is definitely too late. The only use of Magneto to me is moving Lockjaw if you have priority going into turn 6. But the difference between an Aero turn 5 and an Aero turn 4 is absolutely mega huge against Lockjaw. Because usually, if they have Lockjaw, if they do it well, they're going to Psylocke or Greenstone on turn 2, and they're going to go Lockjaw plus a stone on turn 3, and they're going to have another one on turn 4. And usually, you can Aero turn 4, you have a shot at locking that Lockjaw lane, and you have turn 5 and turn 6 to figure out, do you want to take it back or do you just abandon it? While on turn 5, it's usually too late, because if you commit Aero to the Lockjaw lane and you actually lose that lane, one turn is not enough to build a game plan for the other two lanes.
Wait, can you question? So, how do you if they've played into the Lockjaw lane, how does Arrow
Because
how does
usually
Arrow salvage you?
they don't just play stone. They play stone in something else, and you're going to pull that something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so it's the stone into the. I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah, so you can block the Lockjaw lane. Now they can't drop another card there to play their lottery.
And usually
So
you
if they,
would
they
even
have to
do
play
it
out a
with
turn.
Polaris. Like, you just pull
Yeah.
a stone that they played on, like the yellow or the green usually. You pull it to Lockjaw. Aero is kind of a expensive but more powerful Polaris. But most of the time I would do Polaris effect.
Yeah, Polaris has been a lot of fun right now.
Yeah, like in most decks that I'm seeing Gladiator, honestly, I've replaced Gladiator with Polaris. It's big enough to feed Blob, and it's, in my opinion, much stronger than Thanos meta. But yeah, this is one of the decks that I've been thinking about if the Thanos meta was to keep going. The problem is it's really Thanos to beat Thanos. So the idea with this deck would be it's a worse Thanos against the entire field, but it's a better Thanos against Thanos. If we get to a point where Thanos is so popular that beating Thanos is enough, I think this kind of deck has a chance to be like kind of weirdly said, but the best way to play Thanos just because he beats the other ones. But that depends on a lot of factors, how to and which other decks exist on this. Otherwise, I think the best non-Thanos deck would be, which is basically lockdown, except abandon winning on points, which can't do it. I'm even considering dropping Shang-Chi. Like, let's add another turn 2 or add another 1 cost and just play for priority in Alioth deck that plays Doctor Doom. Find Alioth. Other than these, there's Destroyed, which well, and there's Terra Control, which would be, that's a build that's gained a lot of momentum lately, mostly because Shadow King is against Blob and everything. But I really have a hard time picturing the deck winning against Leech. Like, I don't understand how you win when.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been sent a deck today that tests it. Yeah, this thing. Basically a mix Sarah and Pro. And it's kind of the same, but same thing. I don't really understand how this beats Thanos, because it just does two different things, but neither beat Thanos. Because if you Loki, you lose the counter cards, and if you Sarah, you lose. So I guess like you have a way to play against both, but because you only know which one you have to play against on turn 5, and you have to commit your game plan on turn 5, you're just gambling you committed the right one.
I played something like this for a while. It didn't have Sarah. It was running. I dropped. I had, instead of Snowguard, Shadow King, and Sarah, I was running um, Quake and Legion, and something else. But the point being that it did well. Like, I got an infinite stone or infinity ticket with it, but it started to struggle. I find the problem was that exactly kind of what you're hitting at. It was like, I have some really good counters in my hand, and and I'm going to play that route, and then I get leeched,
Mhm.
or I have to figure out which deck I run Loki on early and run for Loki. And it's more, unfortunately, it seemed to be more determinant by what my hand was than what I was facing. So if I had the Loki Coulson combo, I should go ahead and play that, then try and lay down, a points counter process. So I found it really useful, and then it stopped. It was really nice, and then it stopped working over time. So I'm curious if it's working again.
Oh, we could try it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess part of how I'm seeing the challenge is, are we really trying to beat Thanos right now, or are we trying to beat Leech? Because yes, Thanos is running Leech, but we can separate those challenges a bit, right?
Yes and no.
Mhm.
Because we know how to beat Leech. The way to beat Leech is to put enough points during the first 5 turns that
Mhm.
when your opponent plays Leech, they make the gap even bigger points wise, and they can't come back from it.
Yeah.
The problem is there's a card in the game that's called Blob, and he puts up 40 points. So he just eats up any kind of gap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, the only gap Blob can't fill, almost, is a lane where you can't play it. But otherwise,
Yeah.
if, like, the only way to win against Blob is to be winning all 3 lanes. So you don't care where they play it. You're just like, yeah, play your Blob. I'm gonna win the other 2. But
Mhm.
like, really, like, I think it was an answer I gave to someone. I'm not gonna, or it's gonna be too long. But basically, I posted a deck. I don't necessarily remember when, saying it was decent against Thanos, and someone told me, "How do you beat them when they have Kyra, Lockjaw, and Leech in the same game?" Like, you don't. You just get out of there. Because
Mhm.
the thing is, Thanos has a trio that beats everyone. Kyra beats Shang-Chi, Leech beats late game combos, Lockjaw beats early game proactive game plans. And so the question is, if you build for beating Leech, which is fine, you build for your play a proactive deck. Like, there are decks which are good against Leech. I mean, there are several decks in the metagame which are playing Infinite. Ella is playing Infinite. Black Knight is playing Infinite.
And then
Inchinot is playing Infinite. The problem is, Thanos looks at the Infinite decks and is like, oh, cool. Well, I'll just beat you on points.
Yeah. With Blob.
Even not with Blob. Like, there are games which you can win even without Blob. Because you just go Lockjaw, and then you throw Stone. Like, let's say you go Lockjaw on turn 3. Turn 4, you go Stone plus Kyra on the lane. So the Stone pulls up a big guy. Turn 5, you Leech. So you're kind of far behind, but that really depends how much points the opponent did. Because Nebula doesn't really work because you drop stones on Nebula and there. What other synergies like are building points early on? Where could they?
I mean, back in the day, it would have been something like,
Sunspot.
yeah, or like the old Patriot decks, but those haven't really been around.
Gold Patriot. I was thinking of Kazoo because there
Hmm.
was a Kazoo that had Valkyrie, which was interesting. But then you have priority as well. So let's list the decks that are developing points. So we have Iron Patriot. What could be the problem of Iron Patriot? There's one problem
Well,
with Iron Patriot is that usually it capitalizes on the fact that you can't really take back the lanes where there's Brood and Absorbing Man. And even if you could, they're gonna buff them. But the thing here is just Blob takes it back. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
even if you have a 5-power Brood and then you had Patriot and Surfer on top of it, which is like 50 plus 4 from Patriot, so that's 19. 6 from Surfer. Let's even say you play the Surfer there, so that's 19 plus 8. That's 27. You play Blob with literally nothing on the lane at the start of the turn. I'm pretty sure Blob wins this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the problem is proactive decks that are gonna beat Leech because of points need to play enough points on all lanes. But honestly, the stones are good enough to win a lane on their own.
Yeah, and plus anything that's building that permanently is just telling them where they need to drop the blob later. It almost makes me wish something like the old. I mean, so this is why both Deadpool and Bounce are fun, because you can be building points and then removing them from the board constantly. And so they don't know where those points are going to drop ultimately, but you've still built them.
Problem is,
That's yeah. Yep, there you go.
or like,
Although,
but we could try it again because that's right after the patch. Inchinut was very, very popular, and so we played Mobius. Mobius was a very good card also against like on Beast. And maybe we could try Bounce and be like, all right, I'm gonna play more points than Thanos, and they're not gonna play Mobius. How would that work? Let's try to build it.
But then,
And
then you have to explode on turn 5 again.
No, you can
To
explode
beat
on turn
Well,
6.
yeah, because what do you care if your kitty can't bounce back after 6 anyways, right?
I wouldn't play Kitty. Because Kitty, like, it's +1 for per energy. So unless we're also playing Elsa and Angela. I really like Bishop currently. But I think the two cards that we want if we're gonna go for a bounce approach is Bishop and Werewolf.
I got warm fuzzies there, Dad.
These are the two cards that I think are the ones that are gonna bring the most bounce. This was kind of what I was trying to do with Loki. Play a bounce deck, and when it doesn't work out, you just Loki. But the problem is Loki isn't good against Thanos because you're gonna steal a lot of 6-cost cards, and most of them are. But how do we build something? Play Hood, because there's a demon that's about the most game. We slow Thanos down. Like, for example, we could try to Iceman Leech, Iceman Lockjaw, Iceman, that kind of stuff.
Maybe Spider Ham then?
Spider Ham is good on one card. Once you bounce it, it's really useless. Because unless they play the pig, you just keep hitting the same card.
And why would they, honestly?
Right.
With the Thanos deck.
I mean, unless you touch like Power Stone and the pig is a 1/3. Otherwise, they're probably not. Also, like, I mean, we're going off the assumption there's no Mobius in there. Because also Spider Ham is terrible when Mobius.
Yep.
What else? We play Nico because that good unrevealed cheap cards. Forge is pretty decent. What else? What, Okai? Is that a card? You want Bast?
Got a lot of ones now.
Not a point, isn't it?
You need to get something else for the.
We have Falcon.
These.
We play Valkyrie?
That is one card I do not play well.
I love Valkyrie.
Because
I've got to learn how to play it. Like, I've really got to sit down with it and learn how to play it.
basically, like here, the end of the deck would be like Org, Rockslide, Darkhawk. But Blob problem? I mean, we could try it. Otherwise, it's what? Iron Man, Valkyrie. Well, we usually don't play Valkyrie, but hard, and it's good currently in Thanos. Iron Man, Valkyrie, and bounce list. In bounce. Because the last bounce that was played was the Annihilus one. With Sentry and Annihilus. That doesn't work anymore. Well, I didn't think that worked well.
This is taking it in a no. Yeah, that's a different direction. Never mind.
Wait, what did you have in mind?
No, I was just briefly because you have Wave on the screen, and I was seeing what if you could bait them into dropping, their blob too early, and then you counter it. But like, okay, but then you have to remove a bunch of the cards we just added, and you're playing like a control deck, and you're trying to get rid of the Sarah leech problem, and it's a different concept.
Oh,
so
then we just do it with this one.
Yeah.
We could play Wave in this one. Like, we remove Psylocke and play Wave.
Mm-hmm.
We could do this.
Yeah.
That's because you already have the built-in card, and then like your Shang or Shadow King. The problem with Wave Thanos Mirror is you wave, they blob, then because they blob, they have priority, and so they can Kara.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to have cards that would actually punish them. But I'm not against Wave instead of Psylocke, to be honest.
What about things like Yeah.
What about Medusa?
That was a card I was considering.
It's always solid. Things like, I don't know, Mirage or Cable. No, they're too limited. Like, if you're trying to steal Thanos' cards, you're already probably losing.
Yeah, it's too complicated.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
your basic idea was let's put points down.
But let's make sure they don't know exactly where to put their blob.
Yep.
Try to
How about
neutralize the
Goose then?
information.
How about what?
Oh.
Does Goose give you some room? It gives you some control?
Yes and no, because Lockjaw doesn't care. So it works late in the game,
True.
but you Goose turn 2, they Lockjaw turn 3, and you're like, oh shit. So it only works if you play it turn 4 or 5, which works pretty well like in a Surfer deck, because you just play it on 5 with a turn 3. But in this deck, we would want to just slam it on turn 2, and then we just tell them, hey, play Lockjaw here.
Right. So
you could play it
with Medusa can be what? Medusa
4.
can be an 8.
You could do something.
With bounce, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, there's this. That take.
And she's an on-reveal.
It was something like that.
I remember this, yeah.
But then Bass doesn't make sense because this.
Right. And you have 3.
I think I'd rather have Okai than because Okai is a 4, but you can bounce it more, and it's for Werewolf. Good on reveals. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Electra.
My daughter made a deck, and her theme was all girls, and so we were kind of working with inside of that, and we put Electra in, and it was surprisingly useful in this meta to take out to beat Kyra and take out a 1-drop.
Electra isn't bad. I mean, you kill Orange and Purple Stone in Thanos, you kill Nebula, Sunspot in other decks. Not bad.
Yeah, and it synergizes with Forge too.
Wait, we could play Wasp. It doesn't really work with. If we play Wasp, we would need to. But we could play Hitmon.
And Monkey's good. It's points. I heard points is good.
Yeah, but it changes the way you play the game. Like, the good thing here is that we could have a curve where we go like Tor on turn 3. Like 1 and 2 we just play stuff. Tor on turn 3. Turn 4 we go turn 1 plus B. Turn 5 we go Jane Foster. Turn 6 we have a ton of stuff. And the lane where we drop the hammer, we just Valkyrie it.
When do you play werewolf? Is it just
Whenever I have turn 4 open, like basically you play turn 1, turn 1 a 1 cost, turn 2 2 1 cost, turn 3 beast, turn 4 werewolf, and all 3 1 cost for 0. Make a 4.
gotcha?
Are we planning on dropping Valkyrie on turn 6 despite leech?
Well, the thing is, we're supposed to have enough power that leech isn't too much of a problem.
See.
So if they the thing is, if they leech, we assume we're far ahead that we don't need Valkyrie. But if they don't leech and they develop power, we might need Valkyrie.
Is
Like if
oh,
everything goes according to plan, the idea should be that by the time they drop leech, we could either have a really big bishop or a really big werewolf that they can only beat your blob, and that means we just see wherever that card is, and we attack the other 2 lanes with our flexible cards.
Mhm.
That would be the idea.
What about Snowguard or Scarlet Witch to round out so you have control over the
Quake.
or Quake to control the locations?
I don't mind it at all. I don't like Snowguard because I think the hand is gonna explode.
Yeah, it gets busy. It gets full. So
But I could dig Quake or Scarlet. Let's go Quake because the idea of we could
I'm
also
still filled with warm fuzzies this
we could
episode.
also go Shadow King, but
Yeah.
all right. Let's call this early point. Okay, so we have ideas. We have a lot of ideas. So, who wants to play what? So, contender number 1, we have Bounce. To see if we can just play fast enough for Leech and have Valkyrie for Blob when we don't have priority. Number 2, we have this one. If anyone is interested in that. And number 3, we have Thanos Control to try and make a deck that's better in mirror match.
I think I'm maybe less interested.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I'm maybe less interested in the junk. Open to others. Also, might be fun to see if we can get something like one of those move decks working just as control.
Sure.
So I'd say as long as probably not junk, then I'll swap into any of them.
Okay. So move is what? So move Kingpin?
Yeah, sure.
Is Kingpin good? I mean, it's not. It did not feel good to me.
I don't know, but that's kind of the reason to play move right now. At least it's the reason to play the Polaris Magneto. That kind of stuff.
I mean, for me, the big benefit is just moving their stones around and trying to affect their development.
Yeah. But because
I mean, one other good thing. I mean, Hercules is good against Vision.
yeah, but Hercules is good against.
Hmm. If they can't move Vision into a lane if Hercules is in it,
Okay.
it's like a bumper.
Yeah,
But
I get that.
I don't. But I mean, it doesn't build you points in this range very well. It doesn't. It doesn't seem to. You can. It can be fun with Silk, but it doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to like ratchet up too much with Silk and Craven. I didn't find it super useful, but it's good for triggering. What's his name? Spider-Man.
Well, the entire deck triggers Spider-Man already, doesn't it?
So
looking at your list
This
versus the one you posted a while ago.
This was the move
Um,
deck that did well this week.
Yeah, I
maybe
think
Captain Marvel.
I was playing that, but with instead of Negasonic, I think I had Nebula. But I
Yeah, I'm
think
playing
otherwise,
Nebula
if that
myself because I think it's really good with Craven and King. It's really good
Mhm.
with Kingpin. I think it was with Storm. We could play Storm.
What about Miss Marvel?
I still think it's awful as a 4/4.
Mm.
Like literally, there's a card that costs half of it and has more power.
So would we drop Kingpin and Negasonic, add Nebula and Storm?
Well, I already have two. Already have 2 slots. So you want Shang-Chi in?
Oh, no, I was thinking Storm and Nebula.
Yeah, but the deck has Shang-Chi. So question is, would you rather drop Kingpin or Shang-Chi?
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm not running Shang-Chi in mine either. Okay. I would rather drop Shang-Chi.
Personally, this to me should be Iron Lad or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nebula Storm.
Or Iron Lad. Also seems fun.
Well, Iron Lad is good hits. Like Iron Lad is really Raven, Jeff, Polaris, that kind of stuff. But I mean, Nebula and Storm work together. It's just a first package.
Let me see what I'm missing. Oh, you don't have vision in this one. I see. So vision and add in Storm. Okay. So yeah, I could play any of these minus junk.
Okay, Bishop. What do you want to play? You wanted to play Bounce?
I
Like
guess
you wanted to learn Valkyrie?
I was Valkyrie and Bounce or Valkyrie and Thanos Control, either one.
Oh. I think Juicebox said he's not gonna play. So pick the one you want, I'll play the other.
I guess I can go with the. I guess I'll go with the Thanos Control.
Okay. Do you need to see the list?
Can you pull the list up? Yeah, I do, real quick.
So I don't know about Wave or Psylocke. I like the idea of maybe get them to play something big, so kill it.
Gonna take me a second to build it. But
I can just send you the code. Silverman, are you ready to play?
thanks.
Yeah, I could.
Go, let's start it.
Okay, let me head over to main. And let's see, where are we? So share screen. I want to share my right hand screen. Looks like this one. Okay. Oh, hold on. Going into system settings. Yes. Okay. I do want you to be able to do that. Okay. Let me turn off the screen for a second. Wanting a password. Okay.
You're not streaming right now.
Oh, I'm not? Good. Okay. So I recently spilled things on my computer and it was repaired, and so I don't have the Discord permission set up. I'm going to quit and reopen Discord. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, let's see if this works this time. So share screen, right hand screen. Here we go. Go live. Is that working? Excellent. Okay.
It is.
All right. Cool. Wait, what just?
Blurry.
Yeah. There we
Yes.
go. Okay. Okay. So,
Oh no,
hold on.
we didn't discuss the Sarah deck. Like the Sarah Loki deck. We'll see.
No. So we're looking at this list, right?
Yep. So it does.
All right, let's go. Ladder or conquest?
Ladder. We actually
Okay.
talked a lot, so I want to make sure everyone can play. We have to control time a little bit.
Fair enough. Let's go. Okay. It's always fun. So I'm going to do nothing this turn. Okay, let's put down Craven. Let's say either left or right. I want to make sure I can actually play right if necessary. Although I've got Spider-Man. I might put this on the right.
Do you need to play Craven now?
That would be the other, yeah. So then I'm going to play Jeff right, maybe?
Well, just play it where you're not gonna play Craven because oh wait, we have Spider-Man. No, we play Craven because we have Spider-Man turn.
Gotcha. So Craven right sounds good?
Yes. Well, here because they changed the fact that we can't pull. No, that's good, but because they changed the fact that we can't pull unrevealed cards, you actually had to guess where they're gonna play and play Craven somewhere else, so Spider-Man could pull something.
That's...
No, you can
Do I care?
You can safely play Spider-Man left. You want to move something.
Yeah, I was thinking, do I care about Newer Dimension? Like, no, it doesn't really help with the cards I have right now. I know what my next turn is, so yeah, this seems right.
Plus, it's a move mirror. Oh,
That's fun.
problem for Morales. Woohoo!
Well, then I think okay, so Silk and then Jeff on top could be an option, but I've also pulled Storm. Would it benefit me to disable Newer Dimension? Doesn't really benefit me to disable 6 cost, and also if they're playing move, why do I care about storming? So I think it's Silk and Jeff. Like this?
Still don't get the bonuses, and that's the last turn to get one. We want Nord Dimension. I'm kind of thinking, do we want to play Jeff on the right? Get a +1. You would still play Silk somewhere else, but
So like
I'm wondering what's more valuable, moving Silk and maybe moving Jeff to the right, or getting +2 in it. I think I kind of like the +2 in it.
I see. Okay, I like that.
There are 2 Silks on the board. Your Craven is already super.
Yeah. Okay. I'm honestly very fine with how that worked out.
Goodbye, Jeff.
Yep. A little. Let's see. Okay, so their last card played was Polaris. So I could move it with arrow. Okay, but I need to think about where I'm actually trying to win because they have more points right now. So I think I could drop this here. And now the real question is, do I want to just Spider-Man Nightcrawler or do I want to use the arrow? Because what I'm worried about is I develop a really strong right lane and then I'm not really competing anywhere else.
I would arrow middle. Because if you pull
Arrow middle?
something to the middle and lock the lane, then you know exactly if you can win it. There's a chance they just drop vision, but you can't really.
All right.
Oh.
Well, that seems fine.
Really nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna assume they're playing something like Shadow King or Shang-Chi because otherwise they're absolutely not.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Boy, they timed that exactly right.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
But that was a nice play. Because if Spider-Man went middle, that would have been a disaster. Bit on them. Like their play perfectly countered whatever we want to do. It prevented us from locking the lane. Spider-Man went where it needed. Really strong.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Okay, so let's see. What do we have? We've got Spider-Man, Shang, Polaris. So I could just drag a lot of their cards to the left and plan to sacrifice that lane. Would that give me enough on the middle and the right? It's hard to say with the silks moving around. But I think something like Magneto left is my best chance.
The thing is, you don't have priority, so they could just play left before you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you could try it. You would Magneto left and Nightcrawler or something.
I think I want a Nightcrawler middle.
Okay.
Yeah. No, maybe right. Maybe right. No, I don't want that silk to move if I can avoid it. So I think here.
They have priority. If they're gonna play, they're probably gonna move your silk before you.
So do you think right, or do you think it just
No, I'm
can't
just
control it?
saying it's not in power to decide whether silk moves or not. It's in their
Fair,
hands.
fair. Yep. Okay. This is
Actually,
interesting. Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
goes well.
Hmm.
Now you have a doesn't go well.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
If your silk went to the right, no, you would.
if it went to the right.
Yeah, because you would have won by 2, but lost by 4 in the middle. You needed their
Yeah,
silk.
that's right.
You needed their silk to. Yeah, but even if their silk went middle, your Nightcrawler would have moved.
Well, I think the strongest play there is leave. That was a perfectly timed Shang. But if you were going to try to win it, I think Magneto left.
Yeah, but maybe you should have played
Yeah.
Nightcrawler before.
To try to limit the bouncing. I see. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think not a
Yeah, you need.
terrible showing.
Yeah,
Sorry?
we needed to play Nightcrawler first because you didn't. Considering the left was the lane you wanted to kind of abandon. You wanted to play Magneto last, so if this is the last position of Silk,
Yeah.
you ensure she helps
Yeah.
middle or right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
All
Yeah,
right,
that makes sense.
let's keep it going.
Okay.
But yeah, we just faced another move deck with more appropriate cards for.
Yeah.
Well, not really
Yeah.
for the particular matchup.
Honestly, that Shang was just beautifully timed. What I want to see is how it goes against Thanos, and let's see. Okay, so Nebula middle.
Yep.
No. Okay. Could be a number of things, but it's probably
That's
not
okay.
Thanos. Yeah. So I think I want to play Craven. Right.
Remember, you can always click on their picture to remind yourself it's Thanos or not.
He doesn't. He plays a deck tracker, so it's in a tracker.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a bounce deck.
Yeah. Bishop, are you playing right now? Ah. Well, that happens sometimes. Okay. So
That's why you have Quake.
Yep, fair.
Oh, we don't have.
What do
So
I
you snap.
want to
Quake in the
do?
deck.
Yeah.
I think you want a Spider-Man left. Because they have priority, so if they play a card to the left, you can drag it to the middle, which at least will be one less space they have for Nebula.
All right.
Or about space for Nebula.
Okay, that's going to be.
Can
Hey, there you
Jeff
go.
move to Space Throne?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
can
sorry,
he just
can.
be played there?
What's
Jeff, did you say can Jeff? Because he can do either.
Okay. Then
yeah?
Yeah,
He can do either.
He can.
then we can still move it
Can't
to.
he? Yeah.
No, he can.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
No. Send him left.
but it's
No,
better
no, no.
to
I was just
move it
seeing if
there.
he could. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he can do
No.
either. He can't beat the
Yeah.
land entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just testing that. So let's see. I don't know. Miles
Left.
middle. Oh,
Right.
left.
It's just spread
I
this.
see. I see. Got it.
Gonna
Well, you're hoping
beast.
they play into Space Storm this turn, right? Or they're going to bounce, I guess. They're going to beast.
Yeah, I would expect a beast middle.
But still, like we still have the ability to grow to 7.
Plus, you can arrow out the. You might be able to arrow away the Space Throne.
You mean if they play something there that turn? Yeah.
But you have
Mhm.
priority, so
Next
that doesn't
turn.
work. You could do it next.
Not this turn, but
Yeah.
next turn.
Yeah.
If you hold priority.
Well, I think I want to Magneto left and see what they
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, which order did they play them in?
Space Storm is first, I believe.
Oh, wait, that's fun.
Oh, that's really good for you. No? Or is it going
That's
to grow?
phenomenal.
I can't read it, so.
Oh, which one?
Is it going to grow with the next card?
Probably. Yeah.
After you play your next card, give
Okay.
it 2 power. But if I can
So
pull
then
that over here, because it was the last turn played, I
it was.
win the right.
I think Orca was the last card played.
No, Nico was.
No, Nico was.
It was? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Orca revealed first. And so if I play it to the. Yeah, honestly, gosh, does it really matter? I mean, I could just play it on the left to try to get massive points here because I'm already doing okay in the middle. Or do I hedge my bet and go middle?
You're doing okay in both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would just go.
Jeff wins right if you go right.
He's going to win regardless because, I mean, unless they drop a Jeff.
Yeah, but if you move, like, it doesn't matter because if you move Jeff and not move Nico, you lose because that's a 7. So that doesn't matter. No, leave Jeff in it.
Okay.
If you go with like
So,
if you go with the arrow, you don't move. You just play arrow Nightcrawler and win that way.
mhm.
But I would,
Mhm.
yeah, everything left.
Oh, everything left?
No, this
Oh,
way.
yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, that's if I move Jeff. Yeah. Okay, fun.
Is there enough points?
Yeah, there won't.
No.
Okay, so she
Nice.
didn't double. The
No.
interaction with Forge and Nico is so complicated. It's so bugged than anything.
So, what were you expecting? After you play your next card, give it 2 power. Yeah.
No, I was expecting
No,
her
so it wasn't.
to still get the ×2 that she didn't
Mhm.
get when they play Beast because it's a visual bug.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because the thing
Okay.
is, Nico works with Beast. Nico works with Falcon. Like if you Falcon and Nico, Nico still doubles its power in your hand, but it doesn't with Beast.
Oh, okay.
Which is really
Oh,
weird.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, I'm still trying to see like a Thanos. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah. Let's get going.
Okay.
It's really weird because like there's a featured location that literally says play even more Thanos because 6 cost left.
Yeah. Oh, IMU object of ridicule. Okay, well that one hit pretty close to home there, Surfer. Let's see. Okay, I don't know that it really matters. Let's say middle.
I would
Left.
I would say let's play left. Okay, talk me through why.
because if you have Craven, you
Can
know
I
you're
try?
not gonna play it left.
Hmm.
And also, if you stumble into the gain a +2, you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, but that.
If Night,
yeah,
it's nice.
it's nice, okay, but you have enough in your deck to benefit from that location, and it's extremely fringe. Well, there's much better possibility that you draw into Craven. Yeah, for now we can just.
Yeah. I don't really see a strong reason to scatter that. Okay. All right. So,
No Koye, but it's not a Thanos.
or just a really bad draw, maybe.
No, because the cards in their deck says.
Hmm.
Unless your tracker isn't showing the proper amount of cards, but.
Oh, it will automatically show.
I don't know.
I thought that only appears once they play a stone, and it
Oh,
knows
then
for sure
click
that
on
you've
his
got
avatar.
Thanos.
Click on his avatar.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
And
Okay.
I guess we're putting them on.
Is this a Shaw deck? Okay. I kind of want to play this middle because I don't want to accidentally drag the monster over to the right. Yeah. So this seems perfectly fine.
If it goes left, it's even better. Oh well.
Yeah. So it was a 2 there, and it would have been a 2 had he played it there. Oh. Okay.
Well,
So.
Polaris left, we lock left.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And
They have
then
18 and plus 4, which is good. They're gonna have like 20.
yeah, at worst case scenario, I've got a lot I can move if I need to add more points. Yep.
Good, almost have.
Yeah, I was actually wondering
Yeah.
if I should.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
of course. There you are, Kingpin. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually. It's annoying to play it now, but Kingpin middle into Magneto middle. But the thing is, you could actually just middle. They're gonna play card on
Mhm.
Titan, gonna fill their lane, and if they
Hmm.
played Absorbing Man in the middle, literally crush their entire hopes.
Yeah. I love this. Is it too late to snap now? Because I'm liking how this is looking. Okay. I think Move Control is the deck I keep trying to come back to. It's just so much fun as a destructive
It is
strategy.
fun.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh.
Sarah.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Okay. How hard do I need to? Let's see.
Just think about how much they. Just think about their
Yeah.
max potential.
So if they drop, what does Patriot add? +2. So they're going to get 1 and 2 over there. So that's going to be 4. That's going to be 22. Over here, we're going to get another 6. So that'll be 17.
No,
And if they drop a Surfer, oh, sorry.
only the Broodlings, original.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, my bad, of course. And then if they drop a Surfer, that's another 2. Right now, they're not playing enough cards to think it's going to be Surfer, so it might be Patriot and Mystique. So then I should really imagine +4, +4, +4, +4, +8. So then to beat that, I need to move a Jeff. I'm at, let's see, they're going to be at 26. So even an arrow on the left works.
Yep.
So let's move. I don't know. It
Jeff.
doesn't really matter.
Oh, move Jeff.
Oh, move Jeff.
Arrow middle.
Okay.
Middle.
Move arrow middle.
No, move
Okay.
Jeff middle. Arrow left.
Oh, okay. Oops. Shoot. Middle. Come on. Arrow left.
If they
Like that.
+8, they go to 19. You move Jeff. You're at.
And I'm going to win the right. So on this idea.
If it's full. Yeah. Oh. Also
I
unexpected.
don't think the
And Surfer.
does the logic. Wow, it does by 1 point. Wow.
Just one thing you didn't account in your calculation.
Which is
They had
yeah.
Sarah. They could play cards. Not.
Yeah. That's fun. So they probably had originally had something like they were planning to play like a Nova. I see. I don't think I've seen this combination of Ironheart, Killmonger, Surfer. That's fun. Yeah, well done. Yeah, and whatever I'd moved on to the right wouldn't have been enough. So yeah, just well done.
Yeah.
That's fun. So how have we played 3 times and we haven't seen Thanos yet?
Because the evenings.
Fair.
Okay, let's play last one.
Okay,
End
sounds
up
good.
on a... Are you
Nah.
ready to go afterwards, Bishop?
Sure.
I mean, if you learn something, it's not really that bad a defeat.
Okay, wait. Think about the fact that you're probably gonna storm where you play. So think about, do you want to storm Titan or...
Well, if I thought I had a good chance of facing a Thanos, storming Titan's good because why give them a chance to play more cards? So then you'd be suggesting Nebula left.
Probably.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah, I acted before I really paid attention to the board. Oh my goodness. Well, okay.
Oh, it's not so bad because...
Yeah. So now the question is, I think it's now Elysium. Yeah.
I would still storm where Nebula is because that's literally a lane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cool that their cards cost less, but if they don't have space to play them, that...
I see. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I like that thinking. Wow, the way that played out. Huh. Wait, so we're both playing move on a flooding and a Luke's bar. Like this is
That sounds fun.
this is going to be chaotic and good. Okay. So I want to get my kingpin. Maybe something like this. Yeah. It means I won't be able to use Arrow and Magneto, which is the only. But I couldn't do it anyway with Luke's bar and flooding. So
You can use Arrow with Luke's bar. You're
yeah, but
trading
then
lanes though.
even if I oh okay, even if I debuff the things on Luke's bar, my Arrow goes back to my deck, and they get to keep the things on Luke's bar. So
Yeah,
I think
no,
it
I
still works
agree.
out
I
in
mean,
their
you lose the
favor.
lane.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Not enough points.
Not yet. Okay, what did they play last? Was it Miles Morales?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oof. Okay, well, that doesn't help me at all. I guess just pure points. Yeah.
Oh wait, do we...
Oh, sorry. My bad. Do we what?
I was thinking, do we play it because
Oops.
maybe nothing's...
Hmm. Well,
No,
fair.
Magneto to the right and you bring everything.
That's kind of
Yeah,
wild.
twice. Yep.
Let's see. So if they have something like what could they be playing? If they have a
Magneto.
Doom.
Alia.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you
I
play
think it's
everything.
I'm sorry. Play everything.
Never know, maybe they changed the...
in case they storm. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And the right, I think.
Oh, but that wasn't the last.
No, it was 5.
Okay, then we should have waited. In
Uh,
space.
yeah. Sure. I think there's nothing really to do here, right?
Nope.
Like if I play Silk and then something
Nope.
behind it, Silk still goes back to hand.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
There's Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think honestly, once the priority shook out the way it did, yeah. All right. Well,
Honestly, the two move mirrors were just they moved your cards better than you could move.
which you know what? Fair beat. No problem there. And if we proved anything today, nobody was playing Thanos. You heard it here first. Okay.
Right,
Stop
Bishop,
streaming.
ready to go?
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure. But yeah, move wasn't impressive. Magneto looked like a great card, but
Magneto might be just one of my favorites.
There you go. Thanos.
oh, you're playing Thanos, so they're just giving you the.
Right, exactly. So
I would hold because you have Okoye. Just draw after you play.
Hmm. So wait, do they preferentially match you for mirrors?
No.
of course, that's what read the salt section. That's what they all say.
Okay, I just never heard that.
It's always a complaint. Just like when you test a new deck, you always get like Triskelion or something.
What? So why think that they're matching you to mirrors as opposed to you've decided to play a very popular deck and so have everybody else? That's why it's popular.
Wait,
By definition. Sorry, go ahead.
You want to do the reverse.
Yeah.
So I can pull a Hulk out.
Yeah, but you want to pull it to the middle because it's a no ability card.
Oh, okay. Good point.
And you don't need more than one Hulk on Gamma because you have Shang-Chi.
Yep. Oh, no fun.
No, it's fine.
Does it matter?
Nope.
Should I try to beat them on Hala, or do you think they just won't play there?
I don't see the reason why you would want to lose your vision.
Yeah, why gamble?
Yeah.
Okay, well now we can punish them.
Yeah, this is the matchup we wanted to see, right?
No, so they have priority.
Yep.
So Polaris.
Yeah, play your cards. Soulstone left because that's where they have cards. Reality rate, yeah.
Yeah.
Who snapped? For them.
I snapped.
You didn't want to check if they had leech before?
We're gonna kill an octopus.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that was a good snap using psychic knowledge.
We're just a little jammed.
Oh wait, we have vision. Yeah, we move vision to the middle and we're...
Yeah. Let's give him lots of energy. Oh, and Valkyrie.
Oh.
So we Valkyrie center?
No, because you lose to Soulstone.
Plus, you have priority, and they're going to pull something out.
Move vision, play Power Stone middle.
Okay. Again, okay.
The only problem is that +1 energy. Now they can gimbal a stone behind Lockjaw and still blob you.
Right. I go first, so the blob goes boom left. I mean, if they go, good.
Wow,
Okay.
Heisenberg was uncertain about continuing. Go figure.
Wow, you get that many cubes, that many spots in one game.
Wow, I've never seen somebody
I,
gain that many ranks.
I never play here. I mean, I haven't played here all season so far.
Or lose
So
that
it's
many
syncing to
ranks.
your other account. Yeah,
That guy was rank 0. That was so good.
yeah.
Like the game was like, 1 isn't good enough. Just give him 0.
You have beat the game itself.
Congratulations.
Right.
Nope, not.
Wow, this game looks easy, I always say as soon as my turn is over.
Oh, look at that. No stones. Oh, Black Knight.
Well, that's great. We have Valkyrie, so we can deal with the bunny
Mhm.
early.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to make an effort on the draw, though.
Yeah.
Cards are
Work your very
overrated.
best at that.
Does this matter? Mm,
It depends. Do you plan on going Valkyrie in the middle? I think you're gonna end up going Valkyrie in the middle because they're likely gonna drop a big card in the middle. So I would just Polaris left. But
oops.
okay, no.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, because otherwise you're losing the points off of players.
That makes
Oh.
sense. I didn't.
Okay.
Well,
Well, we're playing against somebody who's very good at drawing.
What did that? Was that a wave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I missed what the wave was. Uh, just. Mm,
they're playing Zabu's Magneto for later. But
okay.
at the same
Why not
time,
just
you don't want to blob. If you
Just.
blob, you have to blob left. Actually,
Yeah.
you could
Should I
blob
just
left.
Myra?
You could blob
I
left.
was gonna blob left.
Yeah, blob left.
Who wants a 14? Oh, it's an Agatha deck?
Well, as you said,
Huh.
you haven't played all season.
So, all right. So we have some room here. So I guess it's. This is useless. So blue Marvel then? Right?
Wait.
Oh, perfect.
Dracula left? I mean,
Magneto right?
right?
Pull their
But
Dracula away.
yeah, but still just a Polaris.
Right. So
But
if I pull the.
if
You know,
but if they were assuming that Dracula would be enough to win it, why would they stack more things on the middle?
there's still an itch not there, right? So
Why
probably.
would they think Dracula was enough to win it? We still had to play, like.
Okay.
Fair point. Yeah. So what would you have done there?
There,
There you go. Another Thanos deck.
I think I would have Magneto, but probably in the middle.
So
Because
just use points.
basically I just assume they're not gonna play right, and Blue
Oh, look at
Marvel
that. You
ties
got the
it and
Okoya.
wins it. Perfect.
That's nice.
No. Any better than that?
Let's see if I have a turn 2 to play. Oh, that's not good.
Well, this is why I like Psylocke over Wave most. More flexible. Power Stone, right?
Yeah.
No. Why would you want to wave when you have Polaris?
Just pull it over this way.
Yeah, that's literally what our goal is to do with against Thanos. Just limit what they can do.
We have Blob. We have Arrow.
You have your entire deck.
Yeah.
Any stone, basically, aside from power.
So, I mean, it would be nice to. Wave seems like a waste going into 5 when I have Vision.
Yeah,
Unless they want to give up the
wave isn't-
Magneto.
Wave is. The thing is,
Unless they
you
wanna
kind of
give-
want their
keep the
hand on
Magneto.
turn 6. You don't want to give them an opportunity to play Blob before giving your hand. Make them work for it. Yeah,
Okay.
just Iron Lad.
Middle. If I get Arrow, that's good, because then.
That would be really commented on the left, but I think I would go middle or right, because apart from Arrow, it's not really good.
Okay.
Okay. First.
Oh,
But still the same effect. We got the Lockjaw lane.
Actually pretty good, because we're gonna give them an empty hand. Well,
yeah.
wait, you have Prio? Oh yeah, but no, it's not Lockjaw. Lockjaw is not the last card they played.
No, it was not. So.
Wait. I'm
Well,
not sure
why
I
not
want to play
just-
Vision. I mean, Vision is
I
only
guess
better
giving
if you don't know where you want to play. And I
Yeah.
know I want to play left. I know I want my points on the right or on the left. So I think 2 points are better than 8 points that can move.
And the arrow's more useful for them, I guess. Okay. So Polaris will move, Iron Lad will move. So maybe I want to go left. Well, Iron Lad and Polaris will move with the Magneto that they will get after this turn. Unless they redstone.
Okay, but do you want to play Arrow to the left because you assume they're gonna Magneto to the right?
We're just giving some options. I can try right. I mean, we have points to the right, but let's see if they redstone.
That was a reason to play it left, because they would have won it. We didn't know they would have actually drawn the last card they drew. The last card they played.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how that happened. I was like really confused there for a second.
It's the last card they played.
Yeah.
By default, we should have played it left. This is why I was like... These are very, very, like, fundamental.
Oh. Okay. We drew our Valkyrie. Yeah. Well, unless they. So it's just Vision then, or let's see, 5, 6, 8 points spread. Let's see, that doesn't win us anything. We can't win center.
Well, they're going to drop a 12 point somewhere, right? And it's not going to be the middle. So
Right.
you're ahead by only 1 point. So how do you get 2 different lanes to that margin?
they-
Yeah.
If they
They're gonna
Magneto
drop.
left,
They're gonna drop.
they Magneto left, you can.
hmm
What is it? 15 plus. They'll be at what? 17, and we'll be at. Yeah, we would. We would win by.
But they have
Wouldn't
the
we?
orange stone. You'd only be
Oh,
at.
it would, oh, if you play Vision. Okay, yeah. If you play Vision left and they Magneto left, you can win.
Yeah.
You can try it.
They Thanos. They won.
So. Oh, because the
Vision-
Magneto would have pulled the Iron Lad. I see.
Yeah. But it's fine. We wouldn't have. There's no. I mean, we would have lost anyways.
Yeah.
No, the mistake was not believing in either Iron Lad or Arrow. We just played it safe and we should have just took the gamble.
It was a big gamble, but yeah,
Yeah, but there wasn't much to lose.
right. We would have just. We could always just quit.
I mean, the Iron Lad was very gambly, and we didn't know they have Lockjaw. But I think Arrow should have. Just also for points.
The universe shall be set right.
Because then if you steal their blob or something like that, you can still try to challenge.
I think this is a Thanos deck, right? Did I not put Thanos in the deck?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I mean, they
facing
just-
Thanos.
Yeah.
Or was
It's
that?
just you're not drawing stones. Yeah.
I don't think I've drawn a stone once.
Played a Power Stone.
Oh, I
first,
did.
In the
You're
first
right.
game, we had a lot of stone.
I don't know. I think we retreat. Let's see.
So
Laris to the right. You want to play Wave on turn 5. Wave on turn 5 on Altar of Death makes every card cost 4 and
Okay.
they're gonna have everything.
Maybe I'll slide all the way left. Oh no.
oh, no
Would
luck.
have been nice on all 3 times.
Oh, you can move. You can use like change Ent May before they use it. But you're kind of forced to. There's no point playing it.
Because that would be.
You still play 1 card.
Gotcha.
Then reverse.
Perhaps go for the center.
Nah, right is fine. Well, you could play Vision also. It's no biggie. It's just if you're gonna play it right, you play it before Reality Stone.
Well, it's not gonna. I see. Because you don't know what you're gonna get. Oh, we got a Murder World. Jeff. Devil.
Oh, they're gonna move that dinosaur, right? Because it doesn't make sense to move the Vision or Jeff using the blue stone.
This is horrible.
I don't know.
If the Devil's Dinosaur, no, the red was the last thing to move, I think, right? So I don't know. That helps us.
Yeah.
I'm Thanos.
Just center.
When we don't know, we just slam points.
Oh, they moved. They moved the Vision. Okay.
Why would they do that? I would have lost
The
that
Devil
gamble.
Dinosaur is empty. They dropped so much out of their hand. I wonder. They can always move the Vision back, I guess.
Inevitable.
Hmm.
Jeez. So much energy and points.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty nicely right now.
All right. So we have 6 to play. Shang plus Okoya is 2. We can move the Blue Marvel, I think.
They're probably gonna move Vision to the right because you haven't played a Jeff yet, so you can't in there. So their Jeff is enough.
I haven't played a single stone this turn. Wow, except for the reality stone. That's crazy.
But yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know.
The point of Marvel here?
Nothing. I'm trying to decide what to, like.
I think.
I don't think you
Is
can
it just
win
vision?
it. I don't think
Yeah,
you
you
can.
Yeah, I
can't.
don't think so either.
Shang-Chi
Yeah,
is
because
not
once
even
they.
good because there's too many chances that it actually misses.
Yeah.
Escape.
And even if you hit it, they're still going to win left. They move vision to the right, and your like Jin and Okoye aren't going to bring up enough points in the right.
So depressing. But Thanos is surprisingly not good when you don't draw any stones.
Apparently.
I would say he's unsurprisingly not good when you don't. Makes sense.
Destiny will arrive.
They went into the deck.
Opponent snapped.
Okay, how did the opponent watch your previous hands, or like what's going on?
They're streaming as well.
Yeah,
I'm getting
that's right.
sniped. Oh, it's
Yeah.
destroy
It
or
is really
Galactus?
hard to get sniped on YouTube, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's so horrible.
Why? Sanctum is really good for
You mean that Yondu killed Vision right before that?
Yeah. Do we wave here?
That's the thing.
Are
I
we trying to set
still
up?
don't know.
We don't know what they're playing.
They have Yondu, like probably playing.
Or Galactus.
Better to
And then we just an Iron Lad next round.
go what? Iron Lad takes into it. Yeah, it's okay. You go fetch another.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yep. Deadpool. Oh well, at least it doesn't matter.
Oh, you have Valkyrie.
Yeah.
You just blew Marvel in.
Blue Marvel. Should I move the Carnage out of the way?
What does it do?
No, if you move it, then you're gonna end up Valkyrying your arrow, which
Well,
is
you don't know where you're gonna Valkyrie yet. Yeah, no, that's simple. They're
That's
probably
what
gonna
I mean.
win
That's the
middle.
benefit.
Problem.
They're just gonna with a Squirrel Girl. Oh no, not a Squirrel Girl. Oh well, thank you. I guess.
well. Why? Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay.
You can pull Killmonger. We have Blob. Blob left.
No, because if you blob left, you're gonna seize priority, and you're not gonna be able to Valkyrie.
Gotcha.
You want to maybe play. Shoot, if you play arrow right, it pulls the Killmonger, and then all of a sudden,
No, because they have priority.
yeah. Oh, right. It'll be right. Okay, gotcha.
So there's a death coming, and also,
Magneto to the right.
Yeah.
You pull Killmonger, which you don't care about Valkyrie.
Mhm.
ooh,
Perfect. But yeah, we knew that deck was weaker against Destroy, so
oh, can
we're
I
not
use
drawing any
this?
stones.
Too bad I can't use the Deadpool, the Polaris.
You could Polaris Wave, but keep in
Yeah,
mind they have a 24 power Deadpool. I don't think you can.
Yeah. This
yeah, look,
is gnarly.
yeah. There's nothing I can do.
We can't win
Wow, no
because
one.
we couldn't. We never got set.
Yeah. No wonder they snapped 2 seconds in. Like, yeah, they're shooting pretty well.
Well, I mean, we didn't draw any stones, right? So if we had, and they killed the vision,
Yeah.
so we were really in trouble.
And you didn't draw Jeff. Can I see your Thanos controlled deck real quick?
I don't even think I have Jeff. Is Jeff in there?
But Jeff isn't.
And I'm,
Ah, I see. I
yeah.
see.
But I still think we should have Psylocke over Wave because
Okay, so let's get rid of Wave and go back to Psylocke.
it's heavier. It's not a good Valkyrie target. All right, let's try to finish on a high note.
Yeah, this has not been
Which is
our highest scoring sessions.
so. Finish on a high note. You're going to play bounce. You mean?
No, this is gonna be a lost game, but
It's not Thanos.
Okay. Just remember all the pressure's on you right now.
Hey, look, a stone!
What? Okay.
that's a hand you could snap.
Okay.
You know you're gonna get to play. You have Valkyrie already.
I don't play Valkyrie well, so I don't trust the card, but
It's pretty easy. Just set up the stones on the lane. Either have Soulstone ready or have Blue Marvel somewhere else. Valkyrie.
okay.
Now you even have targets with the Nord dimension. That's absolutely.
Okay. It's a move. Hmm. Oh, I lost priority. Okay.
Why? I didn't say no. I
Okay.
said why.
So I'm trying to set up some. I'll get the Nord dimension. I'll get some power off to one side, and then next turn. I mean, I guess the question is, can I take out the Nord dimension so I can stop them from laying down points? So in which case I could just lose that this turn, and do that.
How do you like? So you're just gonna sacrifice a location?
Mm,
In the
I'm not
middle, play
following.
Soulstone because this is where you're gonna Valkyrie. But the problem is, if they move one of your cards there, you're gonna be stuck. You want the other order to play around Iroh.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Oh, yay.
Oh.
Very good.
Strings on me.
Wait, just one.
Okay.
Congrats.
Okay.
Huzzah!
So we have we got Nightcrawler and Jeff. They can both move. Oh, they retired. They're treated. Okay.
I mean, Ultron is the nastiest card to pull on X-Mansion. I mean,
That is pretty bad.
yeah. All right. Well, Thanos control wins. Start
You
here
just got to
first.
let your opponent play Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one thing that is really important, and that I feel like we all needed to work on today, is the fact that if we're gonna try to play a counter kind of play style and try to face certain decks with a disruptive strategy, we have to be much more mindful about what the opponent's gonna do. Like building a disruptive deck and playing proactively doesn't make it. If we're picking up a deck that his entire goal isn't to win through sheer amount of points, we should not think with how many points can we put out. We should think how many points can we cancel. We should think which lanes are we gonna win through canceling, and which lanes are we gonna win through developing. But I feel like with both decks, we just played points like we wanted to build a lead and win through points. That's not the way a disruptive deck works.
Yeah. So work backwards. How did we get into that trap? Because we were both definitely playing like Magneto Arrow for just the pure points at a certain point. We only get into that headspace if either we're uncertain about what they're doing, or we don't have the right draw combo, or like. So what led us into that trap?
I think the fact that there's the featured location of Titans and the Thanos deck gives you the impression that you have a lot of points, which is true. That's why Thanos plays disruptive better than the others. It's that he tries to disrupt, and when it doesn't work, he's like, I can still play blob. As for the move deck, the thing is, we had pretty good curves. We draw a Craven early, we draw Nebula early, that enticed us to focus on ourselves. But it's also that in the move mirrors, our opponent played disruption because we had a better hand than they did, so they played reactively, and their reaction worked really well. In the Thanos games, the biggest thing was there wasn't enough flexibility the way the points developed. Like, either you have a clear idea of what you want to do, and you already know the synergies, and you know how the cards are going to work together. Otherwise, you just want to stay flexible. Spread the points around. You want to keep all your options open. And I feel like we were closing options. But that's usually how testing sessions goes. Like when we're just trying out concepts, really know how it's gonna go, and we're playing against like proven concepts. Naturally, the proven concepts are gonna be better because they have more experience behind it. We're at step 1; they're on step 4. Logical, better than.
And plus we're in our headspace, we're geared towards certain kind of matches we're hoping to see to test. If it ends up being a different match entirely, like I know I was just too slow to adapt to which game I was actually in. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, we have short numbers too, right? We played 3 matches each. So
No, I think I had 4. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
A real testing session lasts for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
Play faster, and we're not discussing everything, etc., etc. Here, like it was like kind of testing a concept, seeing if it works. We could see that the Thanos deck probably didn't work that well, at least not the way we wished. Because,
intended it.
well, we didn't draw the stones and all that, but maybe there's not enough disruption in the deck. Maybe the balance is off. Like in the end, we drew a Koye and we were trying to develop points. We couldn't disrupt Lockjaw efficiently. This was a test. It didn't work out so well. That's fine. Like maybe it was the way we played. Maybe it was the deck isn't good. That will take much more testing. I mean, the goal of these sessions aren't to just solve the entire metagame and find a magic solution. Sometimes it will randomly happen because I mean, eventually everyone finds something good by the sheer amount of play they put in. But in 2 hours, like if we can already get pointers, that's already pretty good. And also, there have been people that have been trying for the past 5 days to beat Thanos, and they haven't done it. Would have been extremely cocky of us to think we would have solved it in an hour and a half. On this note, I will close the YouTube video. There are still a couple decks that we discussed and we didn't have time to test, which were like early points. We'll see if this can develop enough. I'll test it, just curiosity. And maybe this with the like Storm, Sentry, and Eyeless concept. Who knows? Maybe it's good. Like I tested this one, and this one did actually well, but I don't have that many games. So, yep. Alright, YouTube, bye-bye. Thanks for following us. Sorry we couldn't give a definitive answer to how do you beat Thanos, but I'm pretty sure the devs are asking themselves the same question for next OTA. So, so yeah. Alright, bye YouTube.